Chapter 675, Xiao Feng and Yao Yunqing's Crisis Part 6. Yao Yunqing's heart shuddered as she subconsciously held onto Xiao Feng's hand. Her heart then finally calmed down when she felt the warmth of his hand. Xiao Feng, I'm sorry. I've implicated you. You shouldn't have come with me to the Yao family. Xiao Feng didn't say anything. He just swept a cold gaze toward the crowd before him as he proclaimed, I will take Yao Yunqing away with me. His voice was as cold as usual. Yet, his broad back would give people a mysterious sense of safety. Xiao Feng, I admit that you are indeed a talent in becoming a mystic realm expert at such a tender age. There currently shouldn't be many that could compete with you in innate talent. But a talent is just a talent. Perhaps my Yao family wouldn't be able to do anything to you after a couple of decades. Nonetheless, it is as simple as crushing an ant in dealing with you now. Yao Lin laughed brazenly with a disdainful sneer on his face. In his point of view, the current Xiao Feng wasn't a threat to him. Since you have come knocking on the door, don't blame me for being impolite. Elder Huang and Elder Qin, I will leave Xiao Feng to the two of you. Two figures appeared in a flash from behind him once he said that. Yao Yunqing's pupils contracted upon seeing the two figures. She then shouted frantically, they are Earth Realm experts. Xiao Feng, quickly leave. Leave now. No. I definitely can't let Xiao Feng die under their hands. Xiao Feng moved in a flash to stand in front of Yao Yunqing instead as he looked coldly at the two elders before him and said indifferently, it is my responsibility to protect you. Yao Yunqing's heart unknowingly trembled as she stared at the man slender and straight back standing before her, protecting her. Xiao Feng, I know that you want to be responsible for me. But I've also said that it was by my own will to help you detoxify, so you don't need to be responsible for me. Please leave. You have to leave now. I don't need your responsibility and protection. Tears flowed down Yao Yunqing's face. Her voice shook uncontrollably when she said that. Xiao Feng's body stiffened a little before he relaxed his body instantly. He remained silent as he looked coldly at the people before him. Before him. No sign of fear was seen on his face even though he was facing with two Earth Realm experts. Coldness covered his handsome face instead with an icy aura emitting from his body. Ha ha ha. Elder Huang raised his head and laughed heartily. An earth-yellow ray of light wrapped around his palm as he charged towards Xiao Feng. With a gust of wind erupting from him, he said with a sinister look in his eyes, "Stinky brat, you should pay the price for returning here." Xiao Feng raised the sword in his hand. Boom! A tyrannical power infiltrated his sword and struck directly at his internal organs. His body was instantly sent flying a couple of meters back. A slight sweet taste momentarily surged up his throat, but he swallowed it back down. Yao Yunqing covered her lip with her hands while tears seeped through the gaps of her finger, falling onto the ground like pearls. At this moment, her body was shuddering subconsciously. Xiao Feng, that's enough. Quickly go. Stop caring about me and leave quickly now. Xiao Feng seemed to have not heard her words as he just raised his head to look at Elder Huang. With a flash of his body, his black figure soared through the air, charging toward Elder Huang. A tempest rose from his sword. His grandeur became increasingly cold, with his ink-black hair fluttering in the wind. Yet, Xiao Feng failed to notice a green ray of light had shot over from his side. Following that, a leg had kicked mercilessly at his waist. Bang! His body crashed heavily onto the ground, making him spit out a mouthful of blood that dispersed like a blood mist.